Sack Nation, what's up? As we are all preparing for the rapperholic London, let me just run you guys through the beat breakdown for Mary, because I know definitely Sarkodie is going to perform Mary, and because we're in the month of love, I just decided to share this with everybody. So, let's go. Yes, so that was Mary, the remake on F4 Studio. And yes, we all know the Mary album was actually recorded live, not BBI live. BBI was live. So from the drums to the melodies, BBI was live. I know a lot of you will be wondering how I always come about this. Yes, it takes time because when the jam is live, everything was played naturally. So you try to play it in a more digital form means you are really going to spend a lot of time because you would not have to listen to the drum patterns one after the other. Make sure you play them one after the other. So fast forward, let me take you through the drums. So as always, I use my MT power drum kits for my drums. So let's listen to the drum. That's what we have. So this was a very beginning of the song. That was so that was where this particular drum pattern came in. So the jam was actually played more like a brass band kind of, groove. So you can hear the snare, you know. I was much concerned about my velocity in this particular production because of the snare rolls, okay? And these are the snare rolls, you know. And at a point, it goes like low and then high, low and then high. So I made sure I achieved the same thing. So like I said, it took a lot of time to actually come by this. So we had this. Yeah. Okay. So let's add a kick to it. So a very simple pattern, basically. It was a very simple pattern. So we have the crash, and then the toms. So this was a very first drum pattern. And then the next drum pattern was, so I made sure I played all the drum patterns first before any other thing. So the next drum pattern was this. Almost the same, but just that the kick comes in once. So this is the kick. So it comes in once while the snare comes. But before I proceed, there was this other snare at the tail end of the very first part. That's a rib snare, okay? That's a rib snare. So that was a rib snare. So let me play the very end. If you remember the song very well, you will hear something like this. Yeah. So same thing to the next drum pattern. At the very tail end, you will hear this. Yeah. Now the next drum pattern was actually a roll, a drum roll, which goes like this. Okay. So that was a snare, and then also toms from the MT power drum kit. So let's go. That was also another drum pattern. That was just the kick and then an open hi-hat. Okay. And then I had this other drum pattern. And this one actually had like double kick. Boop, boop, boop. More of the double kick. Okay. All right. What do we have here? Okay. Okay. And what do we have here? Okay. Was also more like a drum roll to the next bar. Okay. And what do we have here? Okay. So this was the snare rim, and then supported with the snare from the MT power drum kits, and then also, I mean, our normal toms. So this is what we have. Okay. And what do we have here? This is another snare rim, and then supported with the snare from the MT power drum kits, and then our tom, basically. So this is what we have. Okay. What do we have here? One unique thing about this particular song was the drum fills or the drum rolls. It was so unique because it added more vibe to the song. Okay, it added more vibe to the song. So basically, this was the drum patterns that Mary had, and as usual, because it was high life, you can't do without this. All right. So you have like the clave, the wood blocks, and this is the wood block. Your friend Adria, and Clave is like chofwa, ke. Yes, basically. And then we have the shakers, which in Ghana we call it. So in Ghana we call this akasa. Not asaka, but akasa. So I recorded this particular one live before I added the digital, sound to it, so that it will add more vibe to it. So this is what we have. All right. Okay. Now, to the melodies. The very first melody, I got it from Xenology, which is this. Great. And then I had this organ sound also from Xenology. So I had this organ sound from Purity. So play the melodies, the first melody with this. And then I had like the normal progression here. And I know by now you'll be wondering how I came about the lead guitar. So it was actually an E-bass that I used for the lead guitar that you hear. It was an E-bass. Yeah. It was an E-bass. So E-bass is just like a very soft bass, okay? I mean bass guitar. And I'm a diabowi. So and then lead guitar gaza. Yes. So in music production you need to be very dynamic and also think more deeper. So let's play all together. This is what we have. Yes, there was this bass drop, also from Ample bass guitar. That's where I had this bass drop with the fret noise. Yes. Now, so this particular lead guitar, I took it from the song itself. I chopped it from the song itself. Yeah. So. And for this bass guitar, as usual, for me, when it comes to bass, I go all out. So yes, I played the bass progression, but then I made sure to add, more sauce. And then the part. So, and yes, my congas. Those were my congas. And yes, aside you hearing the very main lead progression, there's this particular thing that would make you know this song is very. And this particular trumpet or brass actually introduces the drums. So this is what we have. So this is Mary. The full instrumental is on YouTube. Make sure you go get it. And as we are actually drawing closer to Rapperholic London, let's vibe with it. This is it.